So my question is on immigration. And I recognize that immigration is a federal issue. However, as this elected officials in Nebraska, I think have the ability to help set the tone for immigration. And I'm sure that you're aware that the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce last year commissioned a report on immigration regarding how is it that we as Nebraskans help make sure that we have a steady workforce. Thank you. Steady workforce down the road. And so in the report, there were several interesting observations and recommendations. Again, this was from the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce. So they noted two things that I wanted to just point out briefly. One was that they said that in any given day, there are at least 15,000 jobs opening in Nebraska. And that to create that labor force, we just can't produce all of those folks ourselves. We are going to have immigrants coming in to help us. So the question is, and the recommendations, two that I thought was interesting. One is that they said in order to do that, we really need to be able to make sure that we are a welcoming state for immigrants. Legal immigrants.
Call your congressman and have them fix immigration.
Exactly. And the second point of their report was that it would be really important that Nebraska's political leaders at the local level be able to lobby and advocate their congressional delegation to come up with a legal process for people to enter into the United States. And that they, as a part of that, that they do that so that it is efficient and effective. Because right now, in order to become a legal citizen of the United States, it takes years. But if we want to be able to make sure that this helps us with our labor force, we have to have a process. So my question to you is this. Would you, as the head of our elected officials in the state of Nebraska, be willing to spearhead that effort and lobbying our congressional delegation to make sure that we do have immigration reform in a way that would be efficient and effective?
So the questions about immigration, federal government, and where am I at?
Well, would you be willing to take on that effort?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things I'd like to address in regards to immigration. Honestly, I think that the number of opportunities and the needs for people in business across the state is probably close to double that. It's probably closer to 100,000.
Okay.
So there's an extraordinary need for legal immigration, extraordinary need to be able to do better with some workforce visas because of the law. A couple things that are really, really important. I've had the privilege of being down on the border 3 different times. We sent National Guard and the State Patrol down to help Governor Abbott while things were crazy. The first thing is safety, keeping our country safe. What took place the last 4 years, Governor Abbott has the data because he had 6,000 troops. There have been terrorists and criminals coming across. All of our communities are at risk. And I mean, I went down one time, I went down 2 hours early so I could be on the streets of Eagle Pass and talk to people. There was one family that lived north of town, had a small little ranch, and they said, it's unbelievable, we were gone. The place got broken into, and a 600-pound steer got killed. They took it into their house and butchered it in their bed. That's what you call bad people. A ton have come through. So right now, the focus is simple. We are focused on making sure communities stay safe. ICE agents are coming. They're not coming. They're coming with identified terrorists and criminals to get them out. I don't think there's anybody in this room, if you really want to listen to it, there's nobody in this room that wants to live next to criminals and terrorists.
Are they going to catch some dogs as well? I hate for them next tomorrow.
It is really. Hey, I tell you what, if you can't have this be a respectful conversation, I call on everybody's, and I'm just trying to answer the question. So, and then number 2, it is really, really important that we work on legal. It's absurd where the federal government's gone. I have confidence that the Trump team will be cutting bureaucracy, and one of the impacts will be a more streamlined immigration plan. And then number three, it is important for everybody to understand, the President of the United States understands what we all need in agriculture.